Welcome back to the family work, and I got tile today. Now I'm about to grout, and the heat still is good. Shows you, but the app works flawlessly on it. I did get a response from China, and they said make sure it's wired right, but obviously it already was. So I don't know if I'm going to get a replacement or not from them, but this is the second company I went with. And I was going to say I had better success with the different internal wrench. It felt like I was able to get them tighter, and in addition to pipe those, I also used some high grade, not even Teflon, but even better than tape on it. And after doing all of that, I think it leaked even more on the back side. So I got to take them all back off again. And now what I'm going to do is I got nipples that have a hex head on the outside. So I'm going to have to drill a larger hole out of the tile. That way I can get a socket in there and really torque down on it and try to get that to seal up better. So I'm kind of frustrated, but I've put that on the back burner. Today I'm going to grout, and then tomorrow get the toilet and the sink all done. And then we're not sure, I got to go talk to boss if we're going to do like a tile baseboard over here or just caulk it and leave it like that. But we got a lot of company coming over this weekend, so it's time to get this project done. Alright, so I got the grout down there and did a first wash of it. Now I gotta wait a little bit before I do my next one, and I think we decided I'm just going to go ahead and try caulking along here first, and if we don't like the looks of that, we'll probably put a base board in there or something, but I think we're going to hold off on tiling that for now. So we're going to let that dry, and let me show you what I'm working on while I'm waiting for that to dry. Alright, so if you watched any of these videos on this bathroom remodel, you'll notice there's no door there. This is where it's been for a while, and it had so many layers of paint on it, we weren't sure what we were going to do. We thought it's solid wood, and we thought about just buying a new one, although the paint in the hallway wouldn't probably match. That was the paint that when we bought the house. So I've never done this before, but I decided to get some 2-minute remover, and it actually does a pretty good job. The first layer comes off pretty nicely. The second layer, the white, did all right. The blue has not come off at all, and I don't think that's original, but I don't know. One can, it says does up to 25 square feet, and I obviously ran out. And so I'm hoping with the second can I'll be able to finish this, let it dry, and then come back and do one more to get at least all the pink off. Hopefully the white off too would be great, and then probably have to sand it, and it's a lot of work. I'm still on the fence whether it was worth it or if I should just bought a new door, but we'll see what happens. And then because that tile is higher, I'm probably going to have to come in here and cut off some of the bottom, which is nice because it is solid wood. It shouldn't be an issue. Those other particle doors they sell now that are cheaper, I've had to do this once, and it's hollow in there. If you cut off too much, then you got problems. It was a long time ago I did that, but I learned my lesson never to do that again. So, alright, I'm going to keep on at this, and we'll see you here in a bit. Alright, so I'm halfway through my second crack at this 2-minute remover, and I've got most of like that pink color off, and now the blue is starting to come off, and you can see the wood grain underneath it. However, that's not like a latex paint. I don't know if it's oil based or if it's like a stain, but it's coming off like chalk. It's not peeling off. So I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to clean this off after I finish the other half. I'm going to clean this off and sand it, and then I'm hoping with a prime coat and another coat on top of it will be alright. There had to be at least, I would say, 2 coats of that pink and at least 2 coats of the white before I got to the blue. So I mean, I took or have taken a bunch off. That's just from the second coat. That's not even the top coat. So I don't know, was it worth all this trouble? We'll find out when we get some paint on it. If it takes like 3 or 4 coats, then I'm right back to where I began. And at that point I'd probably say we should have just bought a door, but we would have had to paint that door anyway, so we'll see. It was $10 a can for a quart, and you can get a 4-quart a gallon for $30. I probably should have just bought the gallon, but again, it said 25 square feet. So if I would have bought the gallon, I would have put it on a lot more liberally. Right now I'm being kind of conservative just to make sure I get everything. But I've also learned that even once with this gel, even though it's got paint in it, it's still working. It's still peeling paint. So I just kind of scrape it into a pile and let it sit for a little bit. So I've discovered that even though it's contaminated, it's still working. So if I ever have to do this again, which I hope I won't. Alright, when I am finished with this, I'll give you an update, and it's almost time to get back into that grout. I'd be excited to set that toilet and sink tomorrow and finally get that bathroom usable. Of course, we forgot about the door, so I guess it wouldn't have been too usable without the door, and that's why I'm out here tonight, to try to catch back up. So once we do have a toilet, we at least have some privacy. But if you have kids, then you know there's no such thing as privacy when you're trying to go to the bathroom.